says aim's real big. Hello everyone, and welcome to Linn Run State Park. Right behind me is what this park is known for, Adams Falls, a beautiful waterfall that just runs down into Lynn Run down below at the bottom of the hiking trail. And I thought I would start the video here because it's very beautiful. I know you can't see much other than this little bridge behind me, but if you stay here long enough through this intro, I'll show you the money spot to see this waterfall in all its glory. But before we do that, I thought I would give you the info that the Pennsylvania State Parks Enforced Passport book provides for Linn Run. Linn Run State Park. Highlight Adams Falls, right here. Linn Run State Park is adjacent to Forbes State Forest. The varied topography and mixed hardwood and evergreen forest make this park a scenic place for picnicking and hiking. Cabin rentals are available. Grove and rock runs join to make Lynn Run an excellent trout stream, which has a lovely waterfall. Adams Falls, near the park entrance. Anyway, this is a beautiful place. I have a lot of stories from here. I've been coming to this park since I was about this tall. Anyway, but I'll tell you more about that later because there's a special place in the park I want to talk about that. And if you've seen any of my videos that I've done here in the past, you may already know some of those stories. But if you're new here to the channel, welcome for starters. And, well, let me show you around the beautiful Linn Run State Park. Going to the state park from Route 30, you're gifted this scenic little drive. It's a few miles to the park, but it's a really nice little drive getting there. Sorry for the glare from the sun. Can't really help that today. Water just funnels right through here, goes under this bridge that was built so you can drive across. There is a trail over there. It's a 1-mile loop. The beautiful Lynn Run. That goes down a flat rock that way. Beautiful little site here. Here we are at Adams Falls Trail. Due to recent events, Adams Falls Trail has sustained significant storm damage. Park maintenance are in the process of cleanup and thank our visitors for their patience during this time. Let's see what we can see at least. Don't know what. There's a view down there at Lynn Run. Nice little hike up here. Significant storm damage though. maybe further up ahead. Adams Falls. This way. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, there's a little bridge down here. Oh, there they are right there. That wasn't so bad. That's really cool. It's barely trickling right now, but it drops down pretty good. Let's go across this little bridge here real quick. It's pretty cool, the little series of falls. And it goes over this big one right here. Just barely trickling. There are the falls here. Goes down pretty deep. I wouldn't want to fall down there. I don't even like standing like this close to the edge. Drops down pretty good. And who knows what's underneath of this rock. I bet you we'd get a better view from up there. I don't know if the trail goes over that way or not. But that's pretty cool to see this from where we're standing. Now this is the shot I was looking for. I see why they want you to stay on that trail over there. Where I was standing, if that rock gave way, it would have been a bad day for me. But boy, is that beautiful. Now as we make our way back to the car here at the entrance to Adams Falls, you'll see this picnic area up here. There's a covered pavilion over there. You may remember I've done a video there in the past. I did it in the winter time when it was snowing. And you can walk or drive up this trail right here to get to that picnic area, obviously. And then where we were at was up there going to check out Adams Falls. But now that we've done that, we're going to go back down to the car. I could have parked up here, but I felt like walking, even though my foot's been bothering me, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. They have a lot of trails in this park. Some are easier than others. Some aren't meant for everyday walking. They're more for the experienced hiker. But there is a little bit of something here for everyone. See, that trail right there is rather easy. See, it's wide open, it's nice and flat. Right along Lynn Run. Have picnic tables right along the run's edge. And then here we are back where we started. Here's a nice little spot of Linn Run. See, people were stacking rocks down there on the side. And then right here in the front, that water has to be 2, maybe 3 feet deep in the deepest parts. It's like a little pool area you can swim in if you really want to. Or not swim, but wade. Of course, that water's really cool. There's a butterfly. Just enjoying its day. And yeah, this water just rushes right along. This water is so clear. It's that clean. How nice would it be to have a picnic right here? What a beautiful, beautiful shot. You just have to come here and see it for yourself. I'm at the park office, and this is where I'm going to be able to get our stamp for our Pennsylvania State Parks and Forest Passport for Linn Run. And since it's during operating hours, I should be able to go inside to get it. Now, I don't think I'm going to film in there, but I am going to get the stamp done for this book. On second thought, I can get it right here. Oh, and they have them for Laurel Summit and Laurel Mountain State Parks. So we'll grab them for those two. We won't put them in the book yet until we do those parks, but they have all of them on a sheet here, which is nice. And we even got the one for Forbes State Forest as well. So there we go. Good deal. Sorry, it went out of focus. There we are. Good deal. And what I like about this park is they have this little observation deck over here. You can sit back and relax. Very scenic out here. And they have some cabins you can rent. And then here is Linn Run itself. That water is so clear. That's a couple feet deep there too. Linn Run State Park is another Civilian Conservation Corps park. If you wish to read this in its entirety, go ahead and feel free to pause the video. Over here is a map showing the CCC camps in PA from 1933 through 1942. And it shows where all the state parks are on here, minus the ones that have been added recently. Now, Linn Run literally borders the Forbes State Forest, so we can put our sticker in for that as well. Here they have a parking lot, and they do have a trail behind me, which literally goes up this hill up here. And then there's the other entrance to the park, and the park office, which is immediately on the right. Linn Run has several cabins you can rent. There are some that they have signs up that say no pets, but this one doesn't, nor do any of these others. I like the chairs here you can sit back on and relax right on the bank of the creek here. Now that goes under the road, and it joins Linn Run, which is over there. Comes together like a Y. And they have different sized cabins. Like that one's a little bit smaller than this one. This one's a larger one. Looks very welcoming. I don't believe anybody's staying here. If I could tell, if I thought somebody was staying here, I wouldn't have pulled over in here to show you this. But this is what one of their cabins looks like. Very nice. Very, very nice. Plenty of parking. Obviously, this one's handicap friendly as the door is ground level. Very easy to get to. There's a little fire ring and some seats. And I like the cement pad here. I actually really like this, because you can set up for cornhole if you want, or if you want to set up a table, you have a family coming over. They had a campfire in there recently. And there's more cabins up there. And there is a bridge right there to get to them. And in case you were wondering, they do have bathrooms. They do have a shower house. It's right up the road next to the park office. Definitely a family-friendly, fun park. Easy to navigate, easy to walk around. And if you're handicapped, easy to move around here. Plenty of picnic areas. Oh, is that cool? Imagine camping in cabin number 8 there, right on the creek bank, listening to this water run all night. Now up here is that bridge I was saying that took you to more cabins on the other side of the creek, Linn Run. You up to this one up here, and there's another bathroom, cabin number 10, and it looks like there's more up ahead. I believe there are. Still, this is so nice. And there was a bathroom behind us. Yep, there's another cabin right here. I'm not sure if that's it or not. It looks like that's it. I'm now at the Grove Run picnic pavilion area and spring. There's a little playground there. Great place to picnic up here. Lots of picnic tables, lots of little grills. And I had mentioned spring. There is a natural spring up here that you can get water from. There's actually 2 of them, but I don't believe the other one's in service anymore. Here is said spring. You can fill up containers with water. I like how they put a sink in here too, and they put this deck up here to make it nice and easy to fill up jugs because they know so many people do it. And that water, whew, it's cold. Not only is that water really cold, tastes great. And whatever overflows underneath, there's the big pit. It comes out of here and drains and eventually runs off into the creek. Grove Run. And as a matter of fact, let's walk down there real quick. There's the bee friend. Looks like the trail's over here. And there was a couple up here filling up jugs of water, which you're allowed to do. I'll tell you guys a story at the other spring when we get to it. Well, I like the steps that they built here too. That's a heck of a step down, though. That one is too. Woo! And that one. But I like how they took this log and cut it. Make it flat. Make it easy to walk across. Grove Run, which empties into Linn Run. And I guess you can see the power of the weather. That group of rocks that was put together in that fence, there's a support for this log right there, and one right here. And this one was in the middle, and you can see the logs and the trees pushed up against it. Just the force of the water, when this water's really rushing through here, to move it like that. Because that's a lot of weight. But yeah, that's the force of the water. It looks harmless on a day like today. Like you could sit here and play in the water. But that's how dangerous it can get. You'll get swept away. Now clearly it hasn't been rough like that for a while because you have vegetation growing there. But it can get pretty serious pretty quickly. They have this mark too. They have a lot of trails here. Some are easier than others, but they have a bunch. And I'm not going to hike all this, but this goes up into the woods. You can see how it just continues and just dances up the hillside. This here used to be a spring you could get water from. Hasn't been used in quite some time, and they've actually knocked some of it down. They removed the pipe, they capped it, which is a shame. I remember as a kid, I would come here with my parents, my grandparents especially, when I was really young. And my grandfather, he would just bring jugs and jugs and jugs out to fill up with water. And you could do it for free. Now they have that little building up there that they used to kind of filter the water a little bit to make sure it was clean and drinkable. But this hasn't been used in years. But they do have the other one that I had shown you earlier. But since there's so much, personal connection for me here at this particular spring, I thought this would be a good place to put the stamp for Linn Run State Park in our passport. There it is in our book. Let's just go ahead and do that right there. Done. For me, this park just hits differently. I've been coming to this park since I was a little kid, since I was like this tall. Some of my first memories of going to a park were right here with my grandma and grandpa back in the 90s when I was still riding in a car seat, for crying out loud. And I remember my grandfather would wake us up super early in the morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And as a kid who's enjoying his summer, no kid wants to get up that early in the morning unless it's Christmas. But my grandfather would wake us up at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and he and my grandmother and I would make the trip out here from Pittsburgh, which is just under 2 hours if you just take Route 30 west, or you could take the turnpike and cut a lot of that time off. Now, we would come here early in the morning so my grandfather could fill up all those jugs, and my grandma would use it for cooking. Now, even on weekends, my mom, dad, my brother, and I, we would make trips out here. We wouldn't get up at 6 in the morning, though, but we would come out here, and no offense to my belated dad's driving. Dad, I love you. I think a turtle could get here faster from Pittsburgh. It would take us well over 2 hours to get out here, but hey, you know what? He drove safe. Of course, sometimes I would fear for my life with how safe he would be driving as we get blown by with 18-wheelers on I-76. Just teasing. But anyway, we would come out here all the time too, and when my brother was really young, he would try to get in here a lot of times, and my dad would have to yell at him. We would always have a good time here, and there's this picnic area right across the road from me, and we would always picnic there right along the bank of the creek, and just always have a good time. And then there's me that likes to wander and explore. For me, I've been exploring since I was really young. I like to go out and explore, so when we would sit there and picnic, I would get my food done fast, and I would be out there in the stream. You'd see me way out there, and then my mom would be looking for me, but at the same time kind of exploring as well. So always a good time. And then one of the funnier moments for me out here was when I was starting to get old enough to understand how economics work. I remember seeing either a Dasani truck or an Aquafina truck parked right here, filling up those big 5-gallon jugs of water right from this here. Filling them up, putting a cap on them, stickering them, putting them in the truck, filling up the next one. And I thought, really? How much do we pay for that water if we buy a 5-gallon jug? And here they are filling it up for free here in Linn Run State Park. But I guess if they're using the gas to get here and they're putting the labor to fill them up, I guess it kind of makes sense. But growing up in a family the way I did, we would make that trip up here with probably close to, I don't know, 30, 40 jugs and fill every gallon jug up with water, and we would have water for a long time. My grandpa would have boxes that he would get from Sorgale Orchards in Wexford, PA, or even some old milk crates, and we would just store them in our basements long before the first flood that we ever had in 2004 from Hurricane Ivan. Since then, we never really did it. And then when my grandfather passed away in 2010, we only made a couple more trips out here before my father passed in 2016. He loved this park so much, and I fell in love with this place. And for me, every time I can come out here and check out this park, it just hits differently than any of the other state parks I've done videos for, with the exception of McConnell's Mill and Moraine State Park, and obviously my favorite, Presque Isle. But this is a wonderful little park. I love coming here. And, well, enough of storytelling. I want to get out there in Linn Run and walk around and bring you guys along with me. So let's go and check out Linn Run. Here is that picnic grove. And actually there's train tracks over there I want to check out. I never really paid attention to them as a kid, but now I'm intrigued to look at them. And this will probably be where I end the video. But anyway, before we go in there, let's check out these train tracks here. I remember them as a kid, but obviously as a kid you don't pay attention to the history behind it. At least I didn't. But obviously a railroad came through here. We've got people in Linn Run enjoying the park. That would make sense now why the picnic grove is called PWS. Yeah, look at that. They just got a little railroad on display. Just a little display track, but I guess it went that way through the woods. That is now a trail. Pittsburgh, Westmoreland, and Somerset Railroad, chartered by Byers and Allen Lumber Company, April 15th, 1899. They built the railroad to reach their timber on Laurel Mountain so they could haul their logs to the sawmill in Ligonier. Wow, look at these. These old photos. And they have it highlighted here from Somerset all the way up to where we are. It goes all the way up here. And wow, all the way up to Ligonier. And I know it's probably hard to read it, but if you want to read this in its entirety, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's take a look here. This is where I guess the railroad went through. Which makes sense how it's flat and cut out. Overgrown with trees now. It would come right through here. Alright, now for the fun part. The thing I've been waiting to do this entire video. Go through the picnic grove here and get out into Linn Run and walk around for old time's sake. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty. Spent many a times in here. And they have little grills you can cook. And you'll notice a couple picnic tables have an edge that sticks out real far. These are for handicap. They stick out a little bit further, so somebody who has, mobility issues or they're in a wheelchair, they can enjoy a meal here at the picnic table with everyone else. Anyway, now for the fun stuff. Oh boy, where do I want to start? Well, I want to go down there, obviously, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll just walk around over there. Alright, so now we're working our way out into the stream here. There's people out here catching crawfish. That's pretty cool. And I don't know that I want to try and jump across that. It's over a foot deep right there. I get a little wet, but I want to get on those rocks over there. I'm just trying to find a good way to do so without getting soaked. Now, this would be a good time to wear flip-flops and bring a towel. You would think I would have thought of that, but I did not. But I want to get out into the creek, because that's what's fun. So, we'll find a way. Alright, so I made it over onto the rocks here in the creek. Didn't even get about 10 feet and I'm soaked. Didn't get too much water in my shoes, got a little bit. And I know people are probably saying, well, take your shoes off, walk barefoot. This water's so clean you could drink it. You really can, literally. But I've been having a lot of pain with my right foot lately. And I probably shouldn't even be doing this that much. But I don't really care. I've been having a lot of pain with it. And I think I credit that to my work shoes because they need to be replaced. And I just haven't made a trip to the store to get any. But we're out here, and it even hurts just to walk. Put pressure on that heel of my right foot, but I don't really care. I love coming out here to explore. Look at this, though. Oh, it's just so beautiful out here. This water's so clean. I mean, look at that. You can see all the way down to the bottom. And there are places that I've been here where the water is several feet deep. You can swim in it. It's so deep. Well, maybe not swim, but sit in the water and relax. And I'll tell you what, it's cold too. I can see that in recent memory, probably from the storms that we've had the last few days, when water on this side of the stream gets up high enough, it creates a channel where it comes through here. Look at all the sand and silt, and it feeds into the main part of Lynn Run. Now, I am standing on this log, and I attempted to start walking out there, but you can see the moss all over it, and it's especially slippery. So I'm not going to try and do that anymore. You can see just how rough Lynn Run can get. Look at how the roots from these trees are sticking up out of the ground, where erosion has happened and some of the creek wall has been taken away. Hence why trees like this one fall. You know, it's kind of surreal being out here as old as I am now, knowing, you know, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, even 30 years ago, I was coming out here as a little kid, growing up, visiting this park every year, multiple times, with family members that are long gone now. It's weird coming out here by myself, but I'm willing to bet my grandparents and my dad, they come out here all the time. Though we can't see them, I'm sure they're here often. They really love this park a lot. And, well, you may have seen the other videos I've done here in the past. I've done a few. And, you know, I've been out here in the middle of winter, too, with the snow. That was fun. But I've always enjoyed coming to this park and just walking around, hiking, doing some photography, the other videos that I've done. It's always a great time. So I'm still making memories, even though I'm out here by myself now. It is what it is. But at least I get to enjoy something again that my family members enjoyed so much and raised me up to enjoy. And I might be older now, and I don't know about so much wiser, but I'm older. But I still want to go into that creek. I just can't maneuver around like I used to. But it's fun. And, well, this park will always be here as long as Mother Nature allows. And I'll keep visiting here as long as God allows me to. But I hope you enjoyed the video. This was fun, and it was sentimental for me. And, well, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know these flies have been enjoying it, and the mosquitoes, they just won't leave me alone. And, you know, I have bug spray, but I didn't feel like putting it on. So that's my fault. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. And stay tuned for other state park videos and other videos that I do. You never know where I'll be or what I'll be doing. But rest assured, I'll bring you guys along. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and stay awesome. See you next time. Bye-bye.